So literally everything is provided for you. Next slide. And if you're married, I don't know if y'all plan to get married soon, but take your time. If you're married, this is where you'd be living on post if you want to. You have the option of living off post and living a regular life, or you can live on post and your wife and children, whoever, your husband, they can enjoy no rent payments, no payments for utilities, and then parks, pools, and activities for you and your family. Right? Just like another big benefit of joining the Army is you have tax-free shopping on base. Like if you go to the PX or you go to the gas station, we don't pay taxes like everybody else does in the civilian world. Next slide. All right, this is the enlistment process. It's very, very simple to join, right? First, you meet with an Army recruiter, one of us. 2, take and pass the practice ASVAB test at the office. It's just a predictor. So like if you get a 35, it shows us that you're probably gonna get a 35 on the ASVAB. Because we don't want to set you up for failure. Step 3, take and pass the actual ASVAB at the Georgia Military College. To join the military, and that goes for all the branches, you need at least a 31 to join. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to get the best job with a 31, but you'll be able to get in. Right? Step 4, pick your job of choice. So you're going to sit down with me, we're going to build the packet, put everything in your entire life story in there, and then you're going to pick the exact job that you want. It'll be in black and white, and I'll give it to you. That way you can show your family, friends, all of that. Step 5, take and pass the physical at MEPS. It's basically just a sports physical. They're making sure that you're okay, that you don't have any medical issues that are going to hurt you when you join. And then step 6, enlist into the job that you picked. That's it. Once you raise your right hand and say your oath, now you're in the United States Army. Right? Any questions? What you got? No, that does count towards your actual ASVAB. So if you take the SASVAB, which is the school one, you can take it as many times as you want, and we can pull the best score that you have, right? So that way, it's pretty much like a practice, but if you do really good on one of them, let's say you get a 54, I can pull that 54, and now I can use that 54, and get you a better job in the Army. All right, next slide. All right, this is just kind of like some basic reasons as to why you should join. You got service to country, just it's tradition and honor, honestly. You got occupational and career enhancement, we already talked about that. You get to pick the job you want, which are really hard to help you get. And then you got leadership and management development, because you're not going to get leadership everywhere in the world. Like if you're working at McDonald's or Walmart, are you really getting leadership experience? Like are you able to take over a company one day when you get out? No. All right, after that you got diversity, which is cultural, culture, travel, and organizational. Really, so since I've been in the Army, I've been in for 7 years. I've been to South Korea twice. Only been stationed in Georgia so far. I've been to Poland, I've been to Germany, and yeah, that's it. Just in 7 years, I've traveled to all those places, and I'm sure they've traveled a lot too. Next, you got excitement. Which is just challenge, adventure, and recreation. And after that is respect, pride of service, public opinion, and sense of self-worth. Right, you're proud to be in the Army. A lot of people thank you for your service, for what you've done. Next. All right, career opportunities. I'm not going to read all these out, but I'll let y'all read those. This is just a handful of the jobs that you can select from. Right, we have over 150 jobs for y'all to choose. Any questions about any of the jobs? All right, next. And then all y'all always ask, basic training. Basic training is only 10 weeks, right? And it's not as hard as you think it is. Everyone goes through basic training. Every single person, no matter what branch you join. Basic training is just to teach you how to be a soldier and do basic soldier tasks, right? Even the medical field, you want to go medical, nursing, whatever, you have to go through basic training. Really, as long as you don't quit and you don't give up on yourself, you will pass basic training. It's not hard. Next. All right, sorry, Cody.
Hello, everyone. How many of y'all are planning on going to college when you graduate? How do you guys plan on paying for it? You guys rich? Y'all know how much college costs? Just wondering. Cause I'm getting my master's right now at Troy, and I can let you know the classes go for $1,500 a piece. So that's just getting my master's. So, but I'm letting you know about the Army Reserve. If you're looking to join the Army Reserves, and let you know what it is. There's no combat jobs in Army Reserves. A lot of it is pretty much enabling jobs. We help be active, pretty much do what they gotta do. With the reserves, we pretty much do health manage, give you affordable health insurance. You don't get free like active duty does. So if you do it, it's probably about, if you have a family, I want to say I paid about $250 a month, which is good if you compare it to anything else out there. It's $250. I know you guys probably don't worry about that because your parents take care of a lot of things, but you will one day when this stuff start hurting in your body. If you're by yourself and you're just a single person, it's probably $70 a month, which is still good. Because you can't get that anywhere else. I promise you, you can't. If you go ahead and go to the next slide, please. So we'll go ahead and talk about the benefits. I encourage every one of y'all to please go to va.gov. Just go ahead and look at it. You can look at all the active duty benefits that they have for if you want to go active duty, and then look at what they have to offer. And then if you want to look at the reserves for the VA benefits that you get, because that you will get while you're in the reserves, which is mostly education benefits. Everything else will be when you retire for anything that you will do, obviously when you retire. So with the education benefits, with the reserves, pretty much school is free, as it is for active duty. You want to sit there and look at the amount they're paid for every school that you go through, which is $29,000 for any school a year, whether it's a tech job, college 4-year degree. Like I said, I'm getting my master's, so I already have my bachelor's for free. Getting my master's right now for free. And then I plan on getting my PhD. That's where you start having to pay, but I shouldn't retire, so who cares? If you're going to school physically, like you want to physically go to class, all you have to do is take one class that you physically go to, and it will pay you up to like $1,400 a month. It's like $1,434 for the local BH that they have here for like E5. If you go only online, you get about $900 a month, and they pay you up to $1,000 for books and supplies. You can use your GA Bill and your tuition assistance, which will make everything all free. So if you're living at home with your parents and you're going to school, pretty much everything is free. If you got like a little job, I mean, that's all your little money, pretty much, because all that's going into your pocket. The rest, the pay is directly to the school, or the rest of the money goes into your pocket. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the Split House program, if anybody was interested in that. So with that, you would join the Army in the 11th grade, which I've done before with people. You join the 11th grade, you go to basic training in the summertime, and you do that, get that out of the way. You will come back and then finish out your 12th grade year, and then go ahead and finish out your AIT, your EMO training for the summertime. But during that time, once you join in the reserves, you're actually in the Army, so your time starts then. It's not like regular Army where you join, raise your right hand, and then you wait, and you need to go to basic training, and then that's when your time starts. No, the reserve starts right when you are at max, and you raise your right hand and said, I decided to join. So while you're in the 11th grade, most likely me, or who else puts you in the reserve, will take you to your unit, you get your ID card, you get everything, because you're in the Army. You'll start getting paid, you go to drill in your regular clothes, because they understand you don't have a uniform. You haven't been to basic training. You're technically not a soldier, but you're in the Army. So they're gonna treat you as one, they're gonna show you all these things that, hey, this is gonna be your job, this is who you're gonna be working with. You'll be able to see what everything's about, and you'll also be getting paid while you're still in school, because you're in the Army. Of course, you go ahead and do all that. If you don't want to do any of that and you want to join right after, you want to go to college and you want to do ROTC, then they have the S&P program. Doing that, you have to join a program, an ROTC program. And you have to also make sure when you take your ASVAB, your GT scores are 110 or above, because you will be an officer. If you choose to be, you have the option. There's different programs. You can be an officer or you can stay enlisted. Most people want to go for one that makes more money, and if you want to be in a leadership position, you got to pick what works for your life. There's a lot of different options. I'm trying to combine all this into this little bit of time I have. So if you have any questions, please come and see me after, where I can give you more information. But basically, you want to have a 110 or above, and you would enlist into the Army, join our ROTC program in your college. Once you finish with your 4-year degree, you're commissioned, and you'll be in the Army as an officer. So these are the different programs that we have, but like I said, please go to va.gov and look at those education benefits and all the things that they offer for the reserves and all the jobs that we offer for that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Next slide.
All right, good morning, my name's C.A. Wonder Briggs, I'm the Navy recruiter for Shaw here in Columbus. Next slide. Next slide. Next. All right, so today I'm gonna talk to you guys about the careers, some adventure opportunities, the culture, education, and overall benefits of the Navy. So I've been in the Navy for a little over 10 years. I did 2.5 years of schooling before I ever saw a ship. I did 5 years out in San Diego. I was on 2 deployments out to the Arabian Gulf. My primary job in the Navy is missile defense and air defense systems. There's over 100 different career opportunities that the Navy has to offer for you guys. Everything you do in the Navy is going to translate to something in the civilian world. We have construction, electricians, aviation jobs, admin jobs. You guys can go to a website or an app you can download on your phone called Navy Cool. It has a list of every job the Navy has to offer, both enlisted and officer. That will tell you all the perks of those individual jobs. Next slide. So the Navy deployments are travel-based. That's how you get to go to different countries. From my own experience, I've been to about 6 different countries over the course of 6 months. We spend about a week or 2 getting from one destination to the next, and we spend about another week, 3 to 5 days inside each of those different countries. So I've been to, from San Diego, we've been to Hawaii, Singapore, Diego Garcia, Israel, and Bahrain. I also know people that have been to Thailand and Japan on those deployments as well. Does anybody have any questions on what a deployment is like? Next slide. Next slide. Next. Next, the Navy values diversity, equality, and inclusivity. We strive to build a fleet of sailors who reflect the rich makeup of our country. And that hard work and determination can get you anywhere in the Navy to be successful. Next slide. Next. All right, so depending on the size of the ship you're on, there are areas for exercise, watching movies, playing cards, emailing family and friends. When you're on deployment or on a ship, you're not out to sea all the time. You're typically in port, and your work is going to be just like going in the office, about 6:30, 7 in the morning, about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then you go back to your barracks room until you're E5. After that, you're housing months with the Navy, whether you're married or not. So in San Diego, I was making close to $6,000 a month for just as an E5 single. Next. Next. All right, so for education benefits, the Navy has multiple different ways to help you pay for college. Every school you go through with the Navy is going to give you college credits. Boot camp, training for your jobs, everything, including making rank, which will get you more college credits. So as an E6 that's been in almost 10 years, I have over 100 credits towards computer science, electrical engineering, and electromechanical engineering degrees. All I gotta do is complete the core classes and get my bachelor's. Depending on what your job in the Navy is will determine what kind of college credits you get and towards what degree. Cooks are gonna get culinary degree credits, aviation jobs are gonna get credits towards those degrees, and so on. How many of you, if you were to join the military, would want to do an officer program? Okay. What kind of officer do you want to do? Officer. What kind? What kind of field would you want to work as an officer? For aviation, you want to get at least a bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering or something similar, and you maintain over a 3.0 GPA. That's to be competitive, and that's to get what you want. Anybody else have any questions on education and college benefits with me? Next slide. We offer the same ROTC scholarship benefits that the Army does. Next slide. Next. 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 Alright, so we have the Forever GI Bill. Okay, for after you do one contract, whether it's a 3-year, 4, 5, or 6-year contract, you get access to your Forever GI Bill. We'll pay up to 100% tuition, and that will not expire. After 10 years of active duty, you can save it for your spouse or your children. They'll also pay you up to $1,000 a year on top to cover books and supplies, and they'll pay you a housing allowance based off the median income, the median rent in the area you're living in. For Columbus, they do about $1,400 a month, and for someplace like San Francisco, they do about $3,000 a month. And that's just we go to one class on campus per week. Next. Next. Next slide. Next. Alright, so for active duty, you have enlisted full-time services commitment of 4 to 6 years based off the length of the school for your job, followed by 2 to 4 years of inactive reserves, where you're not actually drilling, for a total commitment of 8 years. For officers, it's a full-time service commitment of 3 to 5 years, followed by 3 years of reserve service, for a total commitment of 8 years. For reserve duty, it'll be the same 2 days a month and 2 weeks per year. And if you join out of Columbus, your initial reserve center will be down by the Civic Center on Veterans Parkway here in Columbus. Low-cost medical insurance, 4 days paid for 2 days served each month, and 401k retirement benefits included with the reserve duty. They've also now been given access to the same tuition assistance benefits that the DD has. Next slide. Next. Next. Anybody have any questions? Pass it off.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Everybody still asleep? A little bit? No? One person's awake in here? Alright. Alright, well, morning. My name's Sergeant Chandler. I'm a Marine recruiter for the area. I've talked with a few of you already. I see a couple of y'all's faces, right? So, go ahead and hit the next slide for me, right? So, I'm gonna just tell you, right? I'm from a small town in Monroeville, Alabama. I don't know how familiar some of you guys are with Alabama. My school's a lot smaller than y'all, so I had a graduating class of like 70-something kids. What's y'all's graduating class look like this year? About 300? So y'all got like 4 or 5 times as many kids as I have. Alright, so I've been here for about 6 years. I've been stationed at Camp Lejeune the majority of my time. That's up there in North Carolina. I've deployed a few times. My main job in the Marine Corps was a fire direction control Marine, meaning I got to work with artillery, play with explosives here and there. So if that's something some of y'all might be interested, come chat with me later. If not, we got plenty of other jobs, alright? We don't just do combat related stuff. I'm also a Marine Corps martial arts instructor, so any of you guys that are interested in learning some more about that, right? We can chat a little bit later. Next slide, please. So, we're just gonna talk about who the Marines are, right? Career opportunities, different places you can serve and go to, different education, capabilities we have, scholarship programs, and things of that nature. What it's like to become a Marine, Marine Corps Reserves, our relationship program, and then a few minutes of questions depending on what it looks like when we finish up here. All right, next slide, please. So, right, who are the Marines? We're the smallest branch in the United States. All right, 200,000 active duty members with at least 30,000 reserves. We're mainly East and West Coast, right? So North Carolina, South Carolina, California. We got a couple down here in Florida somewhere, and a few different places throughout the states. We got the most rigorous basic training, 3 months, right? 13 weeks. So we have the longest basic training of any of the branches. Parris Island, South Carolina. So if you're this side of the Mississippi, you go to Parris Island, South Carolina. If you're the other side of the Mississippi, you go over there to California. We call them Hollywood Marines. So we talk a little mess on each other. Alright, the Marine Corps is an expeditionary force in readiness, meaning we are America's 911. So if anything happens in any of our countries that we deem friends, buddies, the whole nine, right, we're the first to respond. And it's not just going into like an active combat zone, right? We help with humanitarian efforts. So we get to help people out if there's earthquakes, floods, things of that nature. We go out there and we're like the first responders to help them with medical training and everything else. We have different departments in the air, land, and sea. So we have numerous jobs in each of those, right? We're kind of a mix of all the branches into one. All right, next slide, please. All right, so with that being said about a mix of different branches, we have jobs that all the other branches have as well. Information technology, law enforcement, logistics, engineering, combat arms, intelligence, right? For those that like computers, like to pick at the brains. We got recon jobs, MARSOC, right? The Raiders. Legal admin, right? Journalism, aviation, electronics maintenance, and we also have the musical option as well for any of the band people here. Do I have any band members in here? One? Alright, thank you. You ever heard of the Marine Corps band? No? We'll chat later about it, man. It's a pretty good opportunity if you're looking to be a career musician. Do I have any questions over any of the jobs? Anything? No? Alright, next slide, please. Alright, so we have different places all over the globe, right? So, aside from just some of the spots in the states that you can get stationed, and I mean this side of the states, right? You can go over to Hawaii, and you can get stationed out there in Japan, mainland and Okinawa. So there's just a few different places you can go there, not to mention we have worldwide deployments, right? So we get on something called a Marine Expeditionary Unit. We can hop on a Navy ship, right? I'm a local film, I call them the air taxis, they get to drive us around everywhere. Good buddies, right? We work with each other all the time. So we float around, we go to all sorts of different countries. So I've got opportunities to go to Greece, Spain, Norway, Japan, Australia, just a few different places. So there's just about anywhere in the world you could go as a Marine. Right. Next slide, please. All right. So with the Marine Corps lifestyle and benefits, we get guaranteed pay, right? First and 15th of every month, just like every other branch. We all get the same pay. Every rank gets the same pay. Annual raises, right? Regular promotions. Not to mention, right, in the Marine Corps, with it being a smaller branch, we like to be competitive. So the more competitive you are in your job, the better chance you have to be promoted faster, and you get more pay on top of it. So who doesn't like getting more pay for doing more work? Nobody? One? That's all right. All right, you get free medical and dental care. So just the same health care as Army, Navy, Air Force, they're not here today, but we all get the same health insurance we get taken care of, right? I live on the Army base here. I go to the Army hospital, and I don't have to pay a bill, right? My wife and my daughter are also taken care of, right? We get dental, we get the meals and housing provided. So depending on where you're at, right? If you're married, you get paid the regular allowance for what the average housing market looks like out here. So I know that doesn't really apply to anybody now because y'all aren't married. Maybe some of you are looking to get married right out of high school. I don't know. But if you're not and you're single, right, you get the barracks, you get to go to the chow hall, right? They call it, what do y'all call it? DFAC?
Yeah, DFAC.
Yeah, they call it DFAC, we call it chow hall. Same, right? You get 3 meals a day, right? Housing provided. You don't have to pay for electric, you don't have to pay for water, you don't have to pay for it. It's all covered. You get 30 days paid annual vacation. So if you take all 30 days, you're going to be collecting that paycheck on the 1st and the 15th, just as you would if you were working, right? So there's not very many jobs that afford you that opportunity for the paid vacation nowadays, right? Not to mention we got numerous ways that you could retire and get benefits that way. Next slide, please. So educational benefits, right? We also have the post 9/11 GI Bill as well. 36 months in-state tuition, right? Housing, books, lab fees, it's all covered. Not to mention, right, if you go to a college close to home here, right, you want to use your GI Bill, you can live with mom and dad. We're not going to ask you what your housing is, how much you pay, so we're just going to pay you your housing. So you could end up pocketing like another $800 to $1,600. Just a little food for thought, right? Tuition assistance program. So while you're inside the Marine Corps active duty, you could utilize tuition assistance program. It's $7,500 a year for education on active duty. You got to maintain a C average, so you can do online school, get it paid for, and then you can turn around and use the GI Bill right after and get 2 degrees just for 4 years of service. So just little things, right, for all of you to window shop and checking out, because I know there's a few of you in here that are trying to check out the military, right? How many of you know for a fact that the military is not Just a couple? Okay. Just keep your options open, right? You never know what may happen down the road, okay? And during your time, right, and whatever job you have in the Marine Corps, you could also get college credits that go directly to whatever degree you may be trying to go for. So, not only are you double dipping, you're like triple dipping on top of it. Next slide, please. So, in order to get all that though, you have to go through our recruit training, right? Like I said, it's the longest recruit training. We have 13 weeks. You go to Parris Island, South Carolina, this side of the Mississippi, right? You learn Marine Corps martial arts, you get physically fit, you get held to our standards, you get to shoot, right? You get to learn how to shoot, how to handle a weapon for those of you that's never done it before. Survival training, you can learn how to live out in the woods just in case something happens. Character development, you get put in leadership positions, so that way you can be that guy or that girl that gets to lead your team, your family, whatever it may be later on, whether you go reserves or active duty. You're going to be a leader in your community, and you're going to be somebody that everybody comes to for help. Not to mention, you're going to get instilled with the courage to be the best version of yourself that you can be, right? Carry yourself as good as you can carry yourself and be that person, right? And self-confidence to be able to stand up in front of a crowd and tell everybody all the good things that come with being a Marine. Next slide, please. All right, so like I said, our physical fitness will be a part of your daily life in the Marine Corps. You wake up in the morning, you PT, right? So we have regular standards, so a PFT and a CFT, the physical fitness test and the combat fitness test. Regardless of your job in the Marine Corps, whether it's working desk or whether it's being an infantryman, you will be held to the same standard. You will have the opportunity to be held to run, so we have a 3 miles versus the Army's 2 mile, right? Hey, you guys do 2 miles still?
Yeah.
Okay, right? 3 miles with the Marine Corps, we do pull-ups and planks for our physical fitness test, and our combat fitness test is like an 800. So a half-mile run, some push-ups, and some other good things. We do cardio, we have HIIT, we have free gyms all over bases, every base you go to. We got our own sports leagues, right? We could go play the Navy football as well, if you guys want to go to college and want to try to play football. How many football players do I have in here? Do I have any? You got one? What position you play?
Guard.
What's that? Guard? Left, right? Strong side, weak side? What you doing? Left? So strong side? No? Alright, next slide, please. So, we also have the Marine Corps Reserves. So, for those of you that want to stay close to home and not want to travel around and go be active duty, right? Go see the world, you still get the opportunity to do so and stay close to home. So, you go to the same basic training, you go get the same job training, get all the same credentials. And then 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer, right, you get paid to go do some active duty time, some regular training. You get to train near your home. So you guys being here, you might go to Atlanta or you can go to Montgomery, give or take, right, depending on jobs. You can be a full-time college student and get your college paid for. Not to the same extent as an active duty person, but it still helps, right? Any money, free money is good money, right? As long as you qualify for it. So you can volunteer for deployment, so you still get to travel around and see the world on your own time, right? And not to mention, you still get a retirement benefit on top of whatever career you may choose to work outside of the Marine Corps. So you get to double dip on that as well. Next slide, please. So now the delayed entry program. If you choose to become a Marine, right? You choose to take the challenge to earn the title and to get everything good that comes with it. You will be in our delayed entry program. We prepare you through recruit training for up to a year before your ship out date. You don't have to be in there for a year. I've seen people come in, they were in our delayed entry program for a week and then they went to boot camp right after. So you attend weekly training sessions with us over there by the Peachtree Mall, right next to the Army office, the Navy office. Right, you receive guidance and mentorship from us, so we show you what it's like to walk like a Marine, talk like a Marine, how to be a Marine, right, what to expect when you get there, how to be successful. Not to mention during your time with us, we can set you up for success by helping you promote ahead of your peers. Alright, we'll get to you, man. Just hold on to it. Alright. And not to mention, you're going to secure your job and your ship out date with us, right? So as long as you qualify for the score of your ASVAB, you get to select your job, right? So it all depends on your scores and how well you perform. So I know the ASVAB's coming up and not everybody's going to take it seriously. Take it seriously because you never know what may come down the road. Right? We're trying to help you out with plans A, B, and C, right? If the Marine Corps isn't for you, we're going to let you know, right? but we may be able to help point you in the right direction of how to be successful, right? Like I know one of you came in and we talked about the NRC scholarship. Yeah, it's a bit of our awesome program for you guys wanting to go to college. Next slide, please. Which, speaking of that, right? So the NRC scholarship, we pair with the Navy with it, so it's a Navy and Marine Corps scholarship. $180,000 full ride for your first year of college, no questions asked, at a few accredited institutions. These are just a few of them up there, right? We have a couple more. If you guys want to know more about it, just get with me later and we'll get to it, okay? So, now, 4-year degrees, right? $750 book stipend, and you get monthly stipends for uniforms. So starting, I don't know how well y'all can see that, but starting out as a freshman, you get $250, and you get $50 for every year in the program. So by the time you're a senior, you're getting $400 a month on top of that. And not to mention your room and board is covered. So that's nothing you gotta pay for. All you have to do is qualify for it. Next slide. Now, to qualify for it, you need to score a minimum of a 22 on the ACT, a minimum of 1,050 on your ASVAB, and a minimum of 74, or, sorry, I said 1,050 on the ASVAB, didn't I? No, still a little more. Alright, 1,050 on the SAT and a minimum 74 on the ASVAB. So just one of those 3 scores qualify you for this scholarship. Not to mention we have a few physical fitness requirements, right? So on top of having those scores, as long as you could do about 12 pull-ups as a man, 3 as a woman, right? 205 for a plank, man and woman, a 24-minute 3-mile run for men, and a 27-minute 3-mile run for women. And between the ages of 17 to 23 years old, which all of you are, you got to be on track to graduate high school. So like my seniors in here, this is a good program for you to look into, all right? Especially if you guys are trying to go to college or trying to get scholarships, I'd recommend checking it out. But you can't be a freshman in college with more than 30 credit hours. So there is a little bit, you can be overqualified for it, okay? Now, you can apply with us in town, you can apply online, or you can come with me and I can help point you in the right direction for doing so. Next slide, please. So, in summary, right, we covered different scholarship opportunities, different jobs, different things that comes with being a Marine, right? Now, go ahead and roll it over, next slide. I'm gonna end off with a quote, right? Some people spend their entire lives wondering if they made a difference in the world, but the Marines don't have that problem. And that's from our president, one of our former presidents, right, Ronald Reagan. Now, at this time, do I have any questions? What's up? What's what? So, that would be the crucible for us, right? So what you're referring to refers to SEAL training, right? Thank you. So, right, the crucible for us, it's like a 24-hour or 48-hour, no, 56 hours, yeah. So 3-day event, right? You're hiking, you're doing a lot of training, everything you train. It's a culminating event in the Marine Corps. So everything that you learn throughout recruit training, it's when you go through, you put it all into practice, right? And you earn the title of becoming a Marine. And you hike, you get to go to the monument, the Iwo Jima War Monument, and you earn your title and you earn your Eagle Globe and Anchor, and you finally get called a Marine for your first time after being called a recruit for 13 weeks and only get to refer to yourself as a recruit. So it's a very big thing, and it means a lot to you. It means as much to you as you put into it, right? So if you're somebody that likes to work for something, that might be something you're looking at now. Does that answer your question? Do I have any other questions? What's up? I can't. One station? Okay. So he was asking me, right, which station is the hardest station? There's not really a truth to that. We're all held to the same standard, right? So we poke fun at each other because we come from one of 2 bases for recruit training in the Marine Corps. So that's why we like to talk mess on each other. I'm biased because I came from the East Coast, right? East Coast, and then West Coast, Best Coast, I think is what they say to each other. Or what we say to each other, I don't know. I don't talk to a lot of West Coast Marines. We call them Hollywood Marines just because they're over there in Cali. It's all the same standards, right? They go through all the same training, all the same requirements. So it's not really which one's easier, it's just where you come from kind of thing, right? Like you're gonna talk mess to your JRC, so you're gonna talk mess to your JRTC buddies over there don't talk less because of where you came from. Does that answer your question? Anybody else? No? Alright, so for a few of you guys, if anybody has any more questions, please come up to the front or come off to the side, or in case you don't want to stand in front of people and ask, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you all for your time.